Welcome to Timeless Audiobook, Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman is a thrilling, darkly humorous, and uniquely captivating take on the popular dungeon crawler genre that has exploded in recent years. It tells the story of Carl and his loyal cat, Princess Donut, as they navigate a deadly, game-like labyrinth filled with monstrous creatures, treacherous traps, and unexpected alliances. This is not your typical fantasy adventure. The novel mixes brutal action, sharp wit, and a fresh post-apocalyptic twist that keeps readers hooked from the first page to the last. If you enjoy high stakes, clever storytelling, and a protagonist who never loses his sarcasm or spirit, this audiobook is exactly what you need to dive into. The story begins when Earth is suddenly invaded by alien overlords who trap all of humanity inside a massive dungeon filled with levels, monsters, and loot. This dungeon is a living video game where every step can mean life or death, and survival depends on strength, smarts, and a bit of luck. Carl, an ordinary guy with a dry sense of humor, finds himself thrown into this terrifying new world with only his wits and Princess Donut, his beloved feline companion, to rely on. What follows is an epic saga of survival, friendship, and ruthless battles as Carl fights his way through the labyrinth in hopes of saving himself and those he cares about. One of the most compelling aspects of Dungeon Crawler Carl is how Matt Dinniman blends intense dungeon crawling action with sharp comedic moments. Carl's narration is packed with sarcasm and witty observations, giving readers a fresh perspective on the grim and dangerous environment around him. Despite the horrors he faces, Carl's humor never fades, making the story not just thrilling but also genuinely funny. This balance between dark fantasy and comedy creates an addictive reading experience that sets the book apart from typical dungeon crawler or apocalyptic novels. As Carl descends deeper into the dungeon, he quickly learns that survival is far from simple. The dungeon is a vast and complex place with ever-changing challenges. From monstrous creatures that seem to have stepped out of a nightmare to other humans driven mad by desperation, every encounter forces Carl to adapt or perish. The stakes are constantly raised as the dungeon itself seems to evolve, introducing new horrors and obstacles at every turn. This dynamic setting keeps the plot fresh and unpredictable, making listeners eager to know what lies in the next level. Carl's relationship with Princess Donut is another highlight of the story. Princess Donut is no ordinary cat. She possesses intelligence and abilities that make her an invaluable partner in this deadly game. Their bond is touching and often provides moments of warmth amidst the chaos. Carl's determination to protect his feline companion adds emotional depth to the story and reminds listeners that even in a brutal world, companionship and loyalty remain powerful forces. Throughout the journey, Carl encounters a wide range of characters, each with their own motives and survival tactics. Some become allies, others enemies, and many fall somewhere in between. These interactions add layers of complexity to the narrative, showing how different people react to extreme circumstances. The alliances Carl forms are often fragile and fraught with tension, reflecting the harsh reality of the dungeon where trust can be as dangerous as any monster. This character-driven approach enhances the story's emotional impact, making it more than just a quest for survival, but also a study of human nature. The novel also explores themes of resilience and adaptability in the face of overwhelming odds. Carl is not a traditional hero with extraordinary powers. Instead, he is an everyman who must rely on his resourcefulness and determination. His journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit when pushed to its limits. The challenges he faces force him to grow and evolve, making him a relatable and compelling protagonist. Listeners will find themselves rooting for Carl as he battles not only external threats, but also his own fears and doubts. Matt Dinniman's world building is another standout element in Dungeon Crawler Carl. The dungeon is described in vivid detail, creating an immersive atmosphere that draws listeners into this dark and dangerous realm. The layers of the dungeon each have their own unique environments, monsters, and rules, making exploration feel exciting and new throughout the story. This richly imagined setting serves as a perfect backdrop for the unfolding drama and keeps the audience engaged with every twist and turn. The pacing of the story is expertly managed to maintain tension while allowing moments of reflection and character development. Action scenes are intense and well choreographed, plunging listeners into the heart of battle with immersive descriptions that make the stakes feel immediate. Between the fights, quieter scenes give space to Carl's internal thoughts and interactions, providing balance and deeper insight into his character. This mix of fast-paced action and thoughtful moments ensures the story never feels rushed or monotonous. Dungeon Crawler Carl also pushes the boundaries of the dungeon crawler genre by injecting it with originality and unexpected turns. The story subverts many cliches by presenting a protagonist who is far from perfect and a world that is both brutal and bizarre. The humor, creativity, and unpredictability of the narrative make it an unforgettable experience. Fans of fantasy, sci-fi, or post-apocalyptic tales will appreciate how the book blends elements from all these genres into a seamless and gripping adventure. The audiobook version of Dungeon Crawler Carl is perfectly suited to bring this story to life. The narration captures the tone of the novel, conveying Carl's sarcastic wit and the tension of the dungeon's dangers with skill and energy. Listening to Carl's voice narrate his trials and triumphs enhances the experience, making the story even more engaging and immersive. For those who love audiobooks, this is an excellent choice to enjoy a thrilling and darkly funny tale during long commutes, workouts, or relaxing at home. In summary, Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman offers a fresh and exciting take on a popular genre. It combines intense action, sharp humor, and deep character moments within a richly built world filled with danger and mystery. Carl's journey through the dungeon is a roller coaster of emotions, battles, and surprising friendships that keeps readers and listeners hooked from start to finish. Whether you are a fan of dungeon crawler stories or looking for a new and original fantasy adventure, this audiobook promises to deliver an unforgettable ride. If you want a story that is not only about fighting monsters, but also about surviving, with humor, wit, and heart, Dungeon Crawler Carl is the perfect pick. This book invites you into a brutal yet hilarious world where the stakes could not be higher and where every choice could mean life or death. With Carl and Princess Donut leading the way, prepare yourself for a dungeon crawl unlike any other, full of twists, laughs, and edge-of-your-seat moments that make this audiobook impossible to pause. Grab your headphones and get ready to dive deep into the dungeon with Carl. This is a story about survival, friendship, and never losing your sense of humor, even when the world around you is falling apart. Dungeon Crawler Carl is not just an adventure. It is a wild ride that will leave you wanting more.